Hello, my name is Chris Mize. I am the Radiation Safety Officer for Rice University. This is Dr. Tim No, a lecturer and research scientist with the Electrical and Computer Engineering Department. Over 60% of all accidents involving a laser occur during the alignment process. That makes laser alignment the most hazardous activity performed in a laser lab. Therefore, today we are going to review some basic alignment procedures. But first, some ground rules.
When approaching a laser table, it's often a good idea to look for various unnecessary reflective surfaces that may send the beam towards your eye. For instance, here's a mirror. So remove these items and set them aside. It's also a good idea to look for reflective surfaces that you may be wearing, for instance, a ring or a watch. If you have a watch on, before turning on a laser, remove it and set it aside as well. Next, consider the hazards of the lasers themselves. For instance, here we're using a helium neon laser as a dummy tracer beam. This is a class 3R laser, so it's safe to use without laser goggles. On the other hand, here we have a laser diode. Now this wavelength is at the edge of the visible range, so you can't see it very well, but this does have more power. With a class 3B or 4 laser, you need to be sure to wear appropriate laser safety goggles. But for now, we're going to do basic alignment with the Heine beam. So what I like to do to begin with is to block the output of the beam right at the beginning. Then with an index card, trace the path and block with each successive optic as you align the beam down the table. So now we need to put on the goggles and repeat the process with the higher powered laser. Now because this is an invisible laser, we can't use an index card to trace the beam. Instead, we need to use an IR card. Whoops. This leads me to another point. When bending over, your eyes might cross the level of the laser beam. So it's a good idea to turn your back to the table and close your eyes on the way down and on the way up. Now, when you're done using the IR card for aligning the beam, it's also a good idea to use an IR viewer to look around the room for any stray reflections or light that has left the table. You can also use a beam enclosure to keep the laser beam from leaving the table. Now for some special situations. When aligning a Q-switched laser, operate in CW mode. Also, remember to be extremely careful when using an amplified Ty-Safra laser or any class 4 laser, as scattered light can still cause significant eye damage.
Remember, your safety belongs to you. Don't forget to evaluate the control of hazards every time that you use a laser. Wear appropriate protective eyewear, and use your best judgment when controlling hazards. Be conservative and don't take chances. If you're exposed to a laser or have an emergency, call the Rice University Police Department at 713-348-6000. If you have any non-emergency questions or concerns, call the Environmental Health and Safety Department at 713-348-4444.